making this video about Charlie Kirk. Seen a lot of videos out there about him. I've seen some of our people coming to his defense as well. This is my thing, man. I'm speaking on this one video in particular, the one he says about the black pilots. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, he was talking about the DEI and affirmative action, you know, and you want to make sure that you're qualified and da-da-da-da. Well, let me tell you something. Anything that revolves around life-threatening jobs, whether you're a doctor, nurse, pilot, you have to be qualified. So for him to use the analogy and stick that analogy on a black skin is definitely not a good look. Whether he's racist or not is not a good look. It's absurd. Because if you go back to the Tuskegee Airmen, they made a movie about it. They were the top pilots. They were so good that the white pilots would actually request the black pilots from Tuskegee Airmen to be the ones that back them up. So to be a pilot, you have to be qualified. There's no need to check to see if they're qualified. So that DEI thing that they're trying to give him a pass for, no. Maybe he chose a bad analogy, but to stick it on black skin definitely appears racist. Because why would you do that, right? Why would you go into such a big elite field? Now, if he had said something like Walmart, working at Burger King, you know, and affirmative action, you know, you should be qualified. Well, what's qualified to work at Burger King? You're going to be trained how to flip burgers. Not to put Burger King job down. You know what I'm saying? I used to work at Burger King when I was 15. So, no, it's not to put it down, but I'm saying certain jobs don't need certain skill. And that's where affirmative action came in. The playing field had to be leveled. Because if you're a white person and you are racist, you're the boss, well, you're going to have a bunch of 100 workers all white. That means everybody in the neighborhood that's black ain't got no job. So affirmative action is very necessary in those cases. But when it comes to qualification for life-threatening jobs, you got to be qualified. That's needless to say. So for him to attach that to black skin is definitely racist. It's not good. It's racist. It's saying that we may have pilots out there who are not qualified because of affirmative action. They're in there and they're black. No good, homie. It's not a good look. So I don't care how y'all spin that. If y'all hear what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying is true. Okay? And I'm not against Charlie, and my heart goes out to his wife and his daughter. I don't. Even if he was in a KKK, I wouldn't want nobody to shoot somebody because he's a human being. And if you give them time, maybe they'll change their life. They'll change their heart. Maybe they'll really surrender to God and they'll see no color, right? Like the guy who was in the KKK, who was befriended by a black guy who actually had the KKK guy, I forgot his name, but he actually turned his life around and went and told the KKK, hey, I can't hate this guy. I love him like a brother. So he left the KKK. So I don't think nobody should be killed, even if they were racist, right? So I'm not being double-minded here, right? I'm just speaking facts. I'm just saying, hey, affirmative action was necessary, number one, for jobs that don't take skill, that will injure, hurt, or end a life, right? Because if you fly a plane, you got hundreds of people flying with you, and you can crash that job into any big building and kill millions of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people, blow up a whole, block. You know what I mean? So those jobs, of course, you got to be skilled, qualified. Nurses, doctors, right? Got to be qualified. You're not getting in there for affirmative action. So that was a terrible analogy. Terrible analogy, and terrible to label it on black skin. I will go on to say this as well. Black people, when we do something, we do it top tier, right? We do it top tier. We have a lot of inventions, heart surgery, right? That's one big one, right? We have the traffic light, the cell phone, computers. We had our hand in all of this stuff. So when we do stuff, we do it top tier. Not to say that white people don't do that too. We all have smart people in our racial, group. So, but affirmative action is necessary for jobs that are not top tier, jobs that you can be trained on. Burger King, like I said, McDonald's, Walmart, phone secretary, whatever, you can hire these people and train them. So they'll be qualified at that point, right? But don't make it seem like our top tier people, like pilots or doctors or whatever, are going to get in because of affirmative action. That's just crazy. I hope this makes sense. This your man, Bobby Washington.